Woohoo! Hey, welcome everybody back to Hex Token channel. I'm your host, of course, hashtag Superman. And man, oh man, we're gonna have a bit of fun with this show. Obviously, we're going to talk about PulseChain as our biggest topic there. The truth about PulseChain. What will you do? What will you do with the opportunity of a lifetime? And so we're going to talk about some of that stuff and get some people's thoughts on that in the chat. It's going to be really cool. Before we do that, we're going to get into the chat and say hello, and then get into Discord as well. So it's going to be pretty cool. Make sure the audio is up and running. Audio looks good to me, so nice. I can take the headset off there. Very cool. Let's get into it. So we've got a few people in the house. Paul Shay's in the house there. Yeah, going down in Kiwiland. Oh yeah, Paul, that's going to be cool. I was in your neck of the woods for 3 months on holidays in 999. Had an awesome time. Yeah, 999. Obviously, the year 2000 was coming up. Everyone was talking about the 2000 bug in the electronic software. So that was pretty fun. That year, 2020, 2000, it was New Year's Eve. And it was a little bit overcast. And I remember that, well, we thought we were going to have this like cool sunny 2000 millennia type of thing. And it was I think it was overcast on the day. I think it was I was in Tauranga at the time. So Tauranga, which is kind of a cool beachy city town in New Zealand. Yeah, it was pretty funny. Had some festival. I think it was at some New Year's Eve festival or something like that. So yeah, welcome, Paul. I look forward to seeing you again. That's for sure. Christos is in the house. Called VIP, as we say. That's what I say. Called VIP, as we say. I like it, Christos. Hey, Jimmy Crypto's in the house. Hey, let's go, family. Hey, good to see Jimmy Crypto. Yeah, representing as well. Another awesome content creator. Definitely hit the channels tab, and Jim Rat Crypto is there. Go subscribe and watch some of his awesome stuff. And he's only going to be doing more vlogs as well around Jim and not just Hex and PulseChain, but also gym workouts and things like that. Good tips and stuff. I think that's going to be some really cool stuff there. Dirty Pulse Out, we are ready to launch. Yeah, we are ready. We're just waiting for it to launch. That's kind of where we're at for PulseChain. I think the community is ready for launch. We're just really waiting for it. Jim Rickett says, get your T-shares, fam, if you don't have a position. Yeah, that's the other thing. So someone left a comment yesterday on a video talking about the fact that they're holding Liquid Hex since January. And, you know, that's one strategy. Everyone's got to decide their strategy, and we're going to be talking about that today. And what will you do with the opportunity of a lifetime, the truth about PulseChain. So we're going to talk about that. That's going to be the main topic. So that fits pretty well with that comment that someone made. And it kind of spurred me on to think about this topic today. So very cool. All right. So Brownie's in house. Hey, woohoo! Let's go, SM. Let's go. Superman, nice one. Red Groove's in the house as well. Good to see you, Red Groove. Woohoo! Man, Red Groove, you are one creative dude. That's for sure. And yeah, we'll have a chat, catch up later on. Brazolgi says, I'm here. Hey, Brazolgi, I saw you on video again on Twitter. You may not be like doing your own YouTube channel, Hardcore Brazolgi, but you are just about, you're on more feeds than I can think of, Brazolgi. So keep up the awesome work. You're so good on camera. I really do think you should consider doing your own channel as well. And of course, get support from we've kind of got with Gen Hex as the hub. We've kind of got this little syndicate going, haven't we? So syndicate of content creators and of course hardcore community members. You don't have to be a content creator. There's a lot of hardcore community members out there doing a lot of good stuff. Brazils is one of them. John Gibbons is a house as well. Good evening all. Thanks, Hex Token. Woo-hoo-hoo. Hey, John. Good to see you in the house there as well. Jim Rickett says, what do you prefer, Discord to other options? Just curious. I'd like to join. Yeah, so Discord's the way we're going. So there's not a lot of Hex and PulseChain projects on Discord. I also find it quite comfortable. And the other thing, of course, I'm not actually on to Telegram at the moment because I got knocked off. But making those three things up together, this is where we're going on Discord here. And of course, it's not just Hex Token. We're going to do a bit of a syndicate more. We've got Heinz Crypto in here as well. We've got Gen Hex, Craig Wadding as well. So all the notifications of their videos will pop up. So that's really cool. That probably leads me in there, Jim Ray Crypto. So cool. We've got the welcome here. So everyone that comes in gets welcomed. And of course, we hit 100 members overnight. So this is in the first day. In the first day, we did over 100 members. That's really cool. And of course, some people have to get used to the Discord. They haven't been on there before. Maybe they've been on Twitter and Telegram and things like that, or Reddit or stuff like that. But of course, now we're on the Discord, and it really is a cool environment. I suggest turning off your DM so that you get DM'd on there, and that way you can just interact with the channel, and you won't get, people trying to scam you or promote projects, shilling projects and things like that. But it's way less than Telegram. Telegram, you get way more than that. So that's pretty cool. So we've got the announcements channel as well. So far I've just got the initial launch, but as we get competitions, other things coming into the channel, we'll post them on the announcements. So the link to the Discord, Hex Token YouTube channel Discord is in the video description. But like I say, it is a bit more of a syndicate. We've got Heinz Crypto and Craig Gen Hex, and of course we'll get others on there as well. Generate Crypto, things like that. We'll get those notices in there as well. Now, I do have to upgrade. I've got 3 channels so far being promoted through here at the moment. But I will have to upgrade to get more YouTuber notifications up and running. So just based on the software, at least a lot of the bots that I'm using at the moment. So cool. We've got the YouTube shows, of course, that will basically ping you with all the latest stuff there. So like I say, if Gen Hex, Craig Wedding, or Heinz Crypto, someone like that is doing videos, they're all pop in here. And of course, that's also true for Twitter at the moment. Well, Twitter is just Hex Token at the stage, but actually, no, I've added in Gen Hex as well. So that will pop up there. If they go do videos and go live, that'll be there too. But like I say, we just hit over 100 members, which is pretty cool. So congratulations to everybody that's joined. Obviously, we're going to head up towards 200 now. So this is the way you go. And cool, getting a general chat as well. It's been pretty good overnight. So just get in there. Lots of people coming in. And you can see we've got quite a few moderators as well. Craig Wedding, we've got Flying Alex, Heinz Crypto, many others. It's now Sandy Beach, Fat Sammy. We've got HT members. So if you're a channel member to Hex, if you're Hex Token channel member, in other words, you've joined and you're either a PulseChain, Hexkin, or Richard Hart Club, then you can get the Hex Token member status, which is a purple there, and that will just open up a private chat room there for Hex Token members. So that's kind of a little perk there, in addition to the perks in the standard memberships. Then, of course, we've got all the standard members, which is the majority of people there. And, of course, with the online, offline. So it's pretty cool as well. Now, there's also price chats in there. So you can talk about price charts and people posting charts already. You can talk about all sorts of stuff like that. So definitely get in there. And there's also bots in there as well. You can do price and gas, Ethereum gas prices as well. There's also private chats there as well. So there's lots of cool stuff there. We're going to keep improving this. There's lots of cool emojis now. So we've got all these emojis now, and can get heaps more. So we're going to add more and more stuff there, and lots of more things like that. So it's going to be pretty fun place for sure. So get in there. Don't forget the links in the video description, and go for gold. All right, cool. We got brownies in house here. Hey, Brizzo. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Nice one. Hey, I'm going to put some ducks on. Let's put some ducks. Feed the ducks. That's probably due now. We'll feed the ducks on. Put that at 25. That's how we roll. Bam. We love those ducks, that's for sure. Right, so cool. We got how about that daily payout? Hey, man, yesterday's daily payout, or today's daily payout was huge. Actually, I hadn't pulled it up, but thank you so much for reminding me of that. We're going to get into that next, actually. Let's talk about that next. We got the daily payout here. T-share, look at this. 46.1 million hex and penalties. As you guys know, I keep harping on about penalties. And this is nothing. This is just at the moment with good accounting. But imagine when the US dollar price rises, the amount of penalty is going to flow through to stakers. So if you missed out on big payday, I always say this. So if you missed out on big payday, you're going to get big payday because it comes through via the penalties. At least 50% of the penalties will go to stakers. And of course, if you're staked and you just came in recently, maybe you came in at the all-time high in September, maybe you came any other times, you're going to earn some pretty incredible penalties over the inflation. So inflation's up to 3.69%, but you're going to earn penalties from other people. So that's going to, not only is it going to be a return of say 39%, you're going to earn penalties on top of that. And so that's going to really lift your payout. It's really crazy, man. Look at this. We've had 6 every day on the payouts here. We've had over 6 every day the last 10, 11 days, 11 days. And the last couple of days, 6.4, 6.46, pretty crazy stuff. And today, 8.153 hex per T-share, per trillions of shares. It really is fantastic. And 46 million in penalties today. Wow. I mean, that's pretty awesome stuff there. I think we can see that on the whale bot, so we'll pull that up. And I think we've got that one. Oh, we had a couple of sales. I'm not sure. I think some of these sales are coming through from the testnet, I heard. So I'm not sure whether they're actually on chain because it doesn't look right to me. But yeah, that possibly was from testnet, I believe. So yeah, let me just scroll through this. Let's scroll back up here. Yeah, so look at this penalties here. Well, in staked here, return on investment. So this is not a good accounting one. We've had a lot of good accounting penalties, but just ended stake, 17% ROI, reward 51 million Hex, penalty 45 million, and of course they had a 1296 days stake, 806 days served. So massive penalties. I don't know what's happening there, but you know, that's got big payday in it, man, and that big payday has just gone to new people. People, like I say, I think that's really just that cool feature. Such a cool feature of Hex is that a lot of the stuff will get distributed. Hey, look, Jim Crypto, you're being recommended there on the Twitter there. How's that cool or what? So there we are. That's you getting recommended there, Jim Crypto. I think that's pretty neat on the Twitter there. So yeah, awesome stuff. That's just terrific. So celebrate, folks. T-shares is the name of the game. And whatever happens to the Hex price, for the most part, unless of course it goes to zero, whatever happens to Hex price, you will be earning Hex per T-share per day. It really is cool. And there's less T-shares around, right? There's less T-shares around, and you know, I think we'll get growth in T-shares, but we've, you know, obviously got only 10.6 million T-shares there at the moment. So very cool. So obviously going to get copied on PulseChain, but of course this is going to be rare on both chains because stakers know that they've got two passive incomes, so they've got the same incentives on both chains, and both chains are going to be economic powerhouses. So you know, Ethereum's not going anywhere. PulseChain is coming though. PulseChain is coming. Gonna be a lot of fun. Fat Sammy's in house. Woo! Yeah, what's up, Brownie? Good to see you. We've got some beers going on there. It must be late at night. Sandy Beach is in the house with the emojis. Nice, Sandy, and great to see you in the chat as well. Sandy was in there. It's snowing at Sandy's. Couple inches. I thought it snowed three feet, and it was actually just 3 inches because I didn't read it properly. And there we are, snowing at Sandy's place. Very nice. Howdy all, says Brennan. Hey Brennan, good to see you. Tickled the like with a soft feather, says Rare Groove. Nice one, I like that. 6 million Hex was sold, showing on Whalebot, but not the chart. Yeah, that's why I'm thinking. I think it's coming through from testnet 2B. I understand. I saw Hodl Dog post something on Twitter about that. So I think that is the case. Lob, says Brazil. Yeah. Hey all, Hex Hodl's in the house. Nice to see Hex Hodl, Hex Token channel member too. And Pulse Bezos is in the house. Hey, I just subscribed. Hey Pulse, appreciate that. Hey, we're heading up towards 4,000 subs too. We're at 3,929 subscribers. So we're only 61 away from 4,000. So if you haven't subscribed, help us get there. We do appreciate the support. And wow, man, oh man, almost up to 4,000. The cool thing I always keep repeating is that they'll put us at the bottom of the middle of the pack of content creators, the very bottom. But nevertheless, moving out of the I guess the top of the smaller ones, that I put that way. Hex Force in the house with the woo, and Heinz Crypto says, "What's up, Hex Token fam?" Hey, good to see Heinz Crypto. Hey, I'm going to be on live with Heinz Crypto on Heinz Crypto channel on Thursday, so look out for that. We'll give you details. Sandy Beach is in the house. Love Iron, me too. And you know, I like the a graph thing there. So I really like comics. I like sci-fi, and they're really cool. Plus, don't have not a particularly pretty face. I can't put that on the front cover. Otherwise, I probably would there. But hey, if I can put a superhero on there, that's good enough for me. Francis says hello. Good to see you, Francis. Alex is in the house as well. Woo. And Mike Hayden, a PulseChain equals something magnet. Well, it's a family show, so we can't quite have comments like that in the chat. So just remember that. All right, cool and nice. All right, let us jump over to the markets here. I just want to talk about that. So make sure you get into Telegram there. We've just hit over 100, and we'll head on to 200. Now, the thing, of course, we want to put in here is that BTC has gone back over 40,000. That's really bullish. I'm so happy about that. I really was worried we're going to slide down, even though we know the Luna's supposed to be in the market buying 10 billion. They haven't been buying as consecutively as that. So let me just scroll down to the Luna wallet here, and let's see how they're doing on their Bitcoin buys. Maybe they were the ones that helped prop this up. They're at 42,530 Bitcoin in the Luna wallet. Remember, they're going to buy 10 billion. They're still sitting at 1.7 billion. So long way to go from there. Their last big buy was on the 15th of April, and they did 124 Bitcoin. So they've got a long way to go. So we'll see what happens with the Bitcoin price. Ethereum over 3,000, it's good too. But once again, it needs to make another push up once it's consolidated over these marks and on the way up. So cool. Hex, of course, looking at 12 cents. 12 cents at the moment, and just not a lot of volume, right? Not a lot of volume. There's a little bit of volume overnight, but not really a lot of volume moving the price. It is the quiet before the storm, and of course we keep getting 1 month later for PulseChain, 2 months later, and of course I do actually think now we've moved to this is getting on the real end now because we've got all the applications out. The market's just it's got all this pent up demand, but it's also just sitting there waiting, right? So we are in that quiet period until PulseChain launches. So it does give an opportunity for people to DCA in at these levels, and of course that is people will be crying about it later on once the price goes up, and that's just the way it goes. That's the markets for you, people like to pay higher prices when they feel a bit more confident about where things are heading, but sometimes they might pay the very top, right? So sometimes they might pay at the very top, or sometimes they may pay somewhere up as we're moving up there. So we're definitely just bouncing along the support line here between 10 and 11.5 cents, and this is where we are at the moment. So we have got this big triangle resistance. Hopefully we'll bust out of it in the next couple of days at least, or maybe in the week's time. We will hopefully get over that 16. We're going to get out of it anyway with time. We're going to get out through that triangle anyway, but it's really about powering out of there is a really good sign of strength. But regardless, we can suddenly get this kind of move on if we get the right information from Richard about the PulseChain launch and progress. So cool. So I've got to move this. I've got the 7th here. I've got to move that over to the 16th now. So let's just update that while I'm here. Okay, that's going to open there. So we've got the 16th of May now. This is the earliest date, remember? This is the earliest date. So I don't suspect that he'll do a surprise launch before this. So 15th of May is kind of where we're at on this one here. So that's kind of right near the end of the triangle too, by the way. So not many days after that. So yeah, that's pretty much where we're at the moment. So if we do launch that towards the end of the triangle, that's the 26th of May. Someone said their birthday was on about then, so that could be pretty bullish. So that's where we're at. All right, cool. Maxi. Now Maxi's at 11.81 cents. So Hex is at 12 cents. Maxi is at 11.81 cents. Now, before the Maxi stakes their big stake, they should trade 1-to-1, right? Should be pretty much 1-to-1. The minting is 1-to-1. In other words, you put one Hex in, you get one Maxi out. You still own the Hex, remember, because the Maxi token's an ownership token. So yeah. 1-to-1, and so the prices should crack pretty closely. Obviously there is a slight difference in price at the moment. There's been a premium. There's a premium up here before this red candle. Someone took that. It was only a little bit, but someone took the premium there. So people, depending on where the price is, so this can be interesting to watch that over the next few days. So jumping over to Maximus. We've got an update here, so we're going to refresh Maximus and see where they're going. Now, the two big derivatives of Hex now, or at least in the Hex ecosystem that aren't Richard Hart projects, are Hedron and Maximus. And I suspect we're going to see more of these type of projects come. Some of them may have airdrops for Hex stakers. Some of them may just follow the Maxi kind of model and say, hey, this is maybe this is kind of the way we should head in direction. As people innovate around Hex, it's going to be fascinating to see what this all looks like at the end of the day. So it's going to be pretty cool to see that. So let's have a look at the dashboard and see what the results are. So 61.4 million Hex now really is getting up there. Now 150 million is 10% bigger pays better, and of course most people don't even get close to that kind of results. But of course, if everyone is pulling their Hex together in one big pool and they're going to stake that at the end period, that is going to, potentially get in 10%. So far, they're looking pretty good. Yeah, 61. They've got a long way to go still in terms of the relative days they've got left. Almost $7.5 million US dollars. Pretty impressive, to be honest. In fact, I'm going to pull up the right here, and we'll go to the contract itself and have a look at Maximus on there. And yeah, 61.4 million maxi there. So look at the holders here. We've got quite a few big holders here. 4 million, 3.6, 3.4, 2.7, 2.5, 2.5. So we've got 6 big wallets there. And then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so 14, 15, 16. So we've got 15 wallets that are over $1 million. And of course, we've got our Mr. Famous, Mr. Hex 19 there. So 15 wallets over $1 million. That's pretty impressive. And I suspect that that's going to continue towards the end of the maxi period there. There's 1,605 holders as well. So it's starting to get up there. I think I estimated 3,500 based on the first day, but it could get up to 5,000 wallets in this. And remember, at the end of this minting phase, there is that's all the maxi there's going to be. Now it's going to be interesting, of course, as we talked about maxi price. As maxi price should follow Hex price pretty much before it gets staked. After it gets staked, however, the maxi will have all the hedron in it. So it's going to have all the Hex that it accrues and the hedron in it. It'll be interesting to see how that treasury price impacts the market price. On the other hand, of course, this is a 5,555 days stake, and that will also play into this over time as well, I suspect. So people will really, from a psychological point, and base the over time on average, base the price of maxi on the actual underlying asset value, even though it's not redeemable until the end of the 5,505 days. So it's going to be fascinating to see those two things play out. Yeah, it's going to be interesting, because what that means is, because the redemption so far in the future, everything else excluded, then the price could really go up, above, and below the treasury price. It's going to be fascinating. There's going to be opportunities there to pick up maxi as a discount or pay a premium. And it's going to be that there too. The other thing, of course, is that there potentially is other trading pools, the yield farming with maxi token. Possibly there might be some airdrops to maxi tokens depending on what's going on. So there are some other, wildcard features, as it were, for say airdrops or income features, as in per yield farming. And if you get the right pair as well, the right trading pair, possibly low and permanent losses too. So it's going to be interesting to see maxi play out. And a good chance we could have a nice little rally after the stake goes live, and could see a bit of a rally in the price. It's going to be interesting to see. Yeah, very, very fun. Let me know in the chat there what you think of that. Obviously, the minting phase started on day 865 and it's going to end on day 879. And currently we are on, if we go to the Hex Daily Stats, we are on day 868 at the moment. So just wrapping it up. Actually, we've just got day 868, just almost wrapped it up. Not quite there yet. What else is cool about this? I think that's probably it there. These T-shares will show up once they do the Hex stake, and that should be on day 880. So day 880 is the start date for the Hex stake, and end date is 6,435. And I know many of you will be around to celebrate that, and cash in and redeem your maxi token at the end to get all your big bags of Hex and your big bags of Hedron that are in there. So it's going to be fascinating to see this immutable contract play out over time. Very, very cool. Let's get into comments there. We've got Hedron as well. Hedron there looking at 1486, but it actually has made a new low, new local low. So the new local low was 1352. And that was in the last 24 hours. We jumped to the hourly there. You can see that we actually had a few more dipping hours there, and some big volume in that candle there as well. That was probably just when I went to sleep there, just before. So that's what's happening there. And the daily, of course, that would put the price on a retrace pretty full on, actually, pretty full on. Retrace is would have been at the bottom. That would have been 81%. So similar to Hex, isn't that funny? But we did have a 12x run up, so I guess it's not too surprising. and currently we're at 79% below. So cool. On the Hex price, finally, we're on the pullback. We are at, let's look here, pullback. We are currently at 76.77, so almost 77%. But we were down as our lowest has been 82%, just under 82. So both of them just waiting for PulseChain. That's about all we can say there at this stage. So cool. We're going to get onto PulseChain, our main topic, but let's get into the chat first and start talking about that. Oh, I got that one now. Sorry, that's in my accidentally in my view there. Hey, how you doing, buddy? Today it says Lives Beneath. Good, very good, thank you. And it's always good to do the morning show. This is the morning live stream, and later on in the day, I do the afternoon one. So we're going to have fun with that. Now, the afternoon one is definitely going to be more of an educational video. So this one here is going to be more of a discussion video, and the afternoon one's going to be more of an educational one. I got a diagram we're going to use about getting ready for PulseChain. So that's going to be a video for later today. I hope everyone enjoys that. Hello, Francis says Sandy Beach. Nice. And crypto in the hood, PulseX. I love it. What's up, Superman? We're out here in Mexico. I'm a real Hexkin Mexican and becoming a PulseX whale, says crypto in the hood. Hey, I like your name, Crypto in the Hood, PulseX. I like that. Hey, all the best to you out in Mexico. Yeah, I'd love to go to some of the Mexico beaches at some stage. That'd be a bit of fun. Look very beautiful. So big shout out there. What else we got going? Hex Hodl says check Discord for my BTC macro TA on 1 million. We'll jump in there just quickly, and we've got a price in there, and is it down the bottom here? New all-time high, likely only after next halving, unless ETH creates a miracle and leads the market. Says Hex Hodl. Nice. I think that's is it the last one we had there? Oh no, I had a chart that I posted up here. That's yeah, cool. All right, so we're going to get into PulseChain in a second. We've got a couple of comments in here. Alex in the house. Hello, hello, hello. And Ing's in the house here. Hi from Oz. Hey, good to see you, Ing. From Australia. Very, very cool. G'day, 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 as we say. Piston broke 5555. Hello, fellow Xkins. Good to see you in the house. And Hexola says P33 in Maxi is where it's all at the moment. Do your own research, says Hexola. Nice. I'm giving all the alpha, says Hexola. Yeah, if you want to get into the price chat there, this is the price chat, and the general chat is price chat. Definitely just hit the link in the video description. You can get that, and you'll be able to see that for sure. You can see there's a notification there. That's what comes up when a video comes out. So cool. Hey, we've got one here. Craig Wedding just retweeted. So you got that's the idea that Craig Wedding from Gen Hex and Heinz Crypto have all got videos here that will pop up in the chat there too. So that's really cool. So it really is like a syndicate channel, and hopefully that will benefit up and coming channels and all the good info coming out about PulseChain and Hex and stuff. So I'm very excited about that aspect. But yeah, and also price chat. A lot of chats don't have really cool price chats that people want to go to, and just keep it off topic. So off the main chat, and people can talk about charts, post charts, talk about strategy, all that sort of stuff. I think that's really useful. PulseChain's coming up, so maybe as soon as I say, mid May, maybe late May. So we'll see. Awesome show as always, very informative, says Piston. I appreciate that, and trying to make it that way for sure. George Tucker's in the house. What's up, guys? Hey, good to see you, George. And Brooklyn as well. Brooklyn Bones. Woo, 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 woo. Love it. And Crypto Keeper, please, what is your PLS price prediction from 0001 initial stack price? I'm pretty happy to say a 10 to 20x is kind of where I feel. There's going to be sell pressure in it. There's going to be massive buy pressure. So that's kind of where I'm at there, Crypto Keeper. What's P33? Says iTech. So Hodl, you might want to answer that one for them. Hello, fam. Says CJ. She says in the house. One of our moderators in the chat in the Discord. So welcome, CJ. Red Groove says, is the Hedron only redeemable at the very end of the stake, or does it get rewarded to stake his wallets daily? No. I actually, that's kind of a cool idea. Red Groove, that might be a contract we might see in the future, but no, it all gets given back after 5,505 days, redeemable at the end of the 15-year stake, or 15.2 years to be more precise. Dave says, do you think it's possible that PulseX will... I do think that that's a good design that might actually be quite attractive to some people. if you had a big enough stake, I guess you could make that economic, and especially with at least with the Hedron. You might be able to do a claim function every week served, and then you get a weekly payout. That might be something that could be pretty attractive as a passive income for the Hedron, yeah. But that would obviously reduce the increase in the treasury, but it would certainly be something like a capital gains hybrid, a capital gains income hybrid. Probably work out pretty well. Dave says from down there, do you think it's possible that PulseX will get 100x within the first 6 months? Yeah, definitely, Dave. I think that's in the game. 1 to 200x in 6 months is definitely in the game for this. That's going to be selling though, and I just think the demand's going to be so much bigger. It's going to be really exciting to see that play out. But PulseChain, remember there was about 45,000 wallets. PulseX, there's about 150,000 wallets. So you sort of see the difference there, relative difference. PulseX, of course, has the awesome dollar value buy and burn, and that's going to be the most effective in the first 6 months to a year for the buy and burn, maybe even 18 months. And obviously, as the price of PulseX goes up, then it would have a lesser impact. You need more trading volume to go up. So if trading volume doubles from year 1 to year 2 on average, then that would be pretty cool. But then the buy and burn would have a less impact as the price of PulseX went up like 200x, something like that. Rare Groove says, is the Maximus Hedron only redeemable at the very end of the stake? I think I answered that one. Sorry, I haven't seen that one. Scroll up says Hex Hodl. Yeah, I think it did scroll up for that. They're talking about this one here. The indicator was. There's a lot quite technical stuff, Hex Hodls. I don't want to get too much into this on the live stream. When it's not possible to predict it, and if more likely PT3. So if you want to get in and chat about the price, get into the chat there, folks. Hex Hodl can talk to Hex Hodl about that. What else? Jean-Francois says, hello everybody, hit the thumbs up guys, very cool. Come to Discord, absolutely come to Discord, and you can chat with Hex Hodl about the price charting there. Crypto Jack says, hit that like and subscribe, absolutely, Crypto Jacks. And Tail7 says, thank you for the consistent content, man. I appreciate it. I'm loving it. You know me, I love PulseChain, PulseX. I love Richard Hart projects, and he is the master gamer, the best in the market. Now, I think we saw Sayers, we saw Josh Rogan. Yeah, Josh Rogan had an interview, and that was hilarious about Bitcoin. So I'm forgetting some of the names, so I'm going to shut up now. The amount of PulseChain adoption pre-mainnet speaks for itself. Yeah, that's so true. So that's part of our topic today. So we're going to get into PulseChain and talk about this. So PulseChain testnet's up and running. PulseChain.com, of course, is around the hood there. We've got PulseChain.com, the official website, and we've got PulseChain testnet running, and of course we've got all the dApps running as well. So we've got all these dApps running, so it's pretty cool. Let me just switch the network there so it's not looking so funny. And so this is all up and running, and the thing is about this is we want to talk about is the truth about PulseChain. And what will you do with the opportunity of a lifetime? This is what our discussion is going to be about this morning. So get into the chat and let us know what you think there. Heinz Crypto's got the link there. Everybody come to Discord and join up. So that's Discord there to come and join in as we head towards 200 members. That would be really, really cool. So what I was going to say was, why's that not linking on there? Let me refresh this. So cool. So what we're going to say is that, PulseChain is incredible. And of course, if we go down to the actual goals, we can see that PulseChain is going to be, PulseChain will re-enable priced out use cases instead of launching empty. PulseChain brings the ETH system state in ERC20s. This rewards holders and founders of Ethereum-based projects. The launch of PulseChain is the largest airdrop in history. Thousands of Ethereum-based tokens and NFTs received their free PulseChain versions. The new Gold Rush contains the value discovery of thousands of tokens and NFTs on PulseChain. If you want to become a whale in certain ERC20s or NFTs, maybe you can be now. So that's really important. And obviously the chain itself is going to be super fast, 4 times faster at least than Ethereum, and of course super cheap. It's also going to have zero inflation for PulseChain, and the validators earn fees and 25% of the fees are burned. So very, very powerful stuff there. And of course, that's going to be fully proof of stake. So those are some of the key measures there. And one of the things I want to talk about was the fact that if people we're talking about what is the price of Pulse going to be. Well, the fact is that people want to talk about 10,000x, right? Is it going to be 100x in 6 months? Is it going to be 10,000x in 2 years? You know, Peter's what we're talking about. We talked about Overwatch, Rackham Rochelle earlier in the week about his price predictions for Pulse and PulseX, 11,000 and 8,000x respectively from the price discovery of all-time low. Remember, so this is going to be the biggest airdrop in crypto history. All the ERC20 is going to be called PRC20s on PulseChain. You'll just have to add the PulseChain network to your MetaMask wallet, for example, and you'll be able to see your copies on PulseChain. And of course, there'll be PRC20s. They're going to start at zero. Obviously the pools are going to be harvested by the AMM bots. There's going to be these liquidity pools in there, and of course, people are going to get Pulse in return for their ERC20s to rationalize the fact that the Pulse supply is about 1.2 million to 1 versus the Ethereum supply. They're both the native tokens of the respective chains, PulseChain and Ethereum. So that's what's going to happen. But they still start at zero, right? They still start at zero, particularly at least until the bridge opens up. Is the case. Obviously, stable coins get priced up, so there'll be some value there, but really the stable coins coming over from the Pulse chain, from the bridge, is what's really important. And that's going to, once that starts flooding through the liquidity pools, you're going to start getting US dollar prices there on those. Now they're going to start off, at pretty much at zero, and then they're going to get priced up by the market. So each token, each PRC20, which is a mirror image of the ERC20 token, maybe the Uni token, the Link token, the SHIB token, any of those type of tokens, and Mana token, they're all going to get copied over and can start at zero. So what this means is that those are going to get priced up, so people are going to be able to speculate on that. So they're going to start at zero. It's going to give an opportunity for people to get tons of one particular token. So obviously a lot of people are after the Richard Hart coins, and that's perfectly cool, because they're all getting priced. The whole platform basically helps to push up those tokens. But obviously, getting volumes of ERC20, the PRC20s like SHIB, for example, a lot of people are going to try and do that too, right? If they can get billions of those, there's so many of them, they could get billions of those, and that's a big deal to them, right? You're playing the game on that. So there's a lot of opportunities. So there's an opportunity of getting the right tokens. So the opportunity of a lifetime is getting the right tokens on PulseChain. And so that means you've got to really think through what's on the list there. We went through the top 45 in a video about 2 weeks ago, something like that, or a week and a half ago. So we had people vote on those. I'm going to do another video on that, on the top 55. We'll probably do some polls on that too. And just get an idea of what people are kind of sensing they think that they want to get the most. And then, of course, we've got the fact that not only do you get a lot of volume, but then what do they get priced up at? How are they going to get priced versus the Ethereum one? And therefore, obviously, you have to decide that first. You say this one's going to get priced up pretty well versus Ethereum, and then you're going to say, now I've got to get a lot of volume of that, right? Got to get a lot of volume of that token. So maybe SHIB, you think, this community is already at PulseChain. They're going to be at PulseCon.2022. The guy that's going to be speaking on the panel is the chairman of the Southeast Asian community, and of course he actually runs the official Twitter, 3 million users there. So with the airdrop, they're going to be spreading the word. So that seems like a logical kind of one to get. That's looks like that will get priced up pretty well. Obviously the airdrop's going to be airdropped to those people, or maybe I can get some of that SHIB before it gets the PulseChain launches, and I can get that copied over. I have lots of SHIB, and then I know that's a good chance of that getting priced up. That also adds to the diversification of my portfolio of what I consider to be real winners, or like unicorn type tokens. And so that's really important. And of course, it's a matter of then holding those, right? You got to hold those tokens. Maybe they're going to go through some price cycles and stuff like that. So that's kind of stuff, some of the stuff, the opportunity of a lifetime, what you're going to do with it, the truth about PulseChain. Because not every token's going to fire straight away. Some of them might fire later on in the life of PulseChain after PulseChain launch. Maybe it's 9 months later or 12 months later that some of the tokens really start to get priced up. relative to the version on Ethereum. So that's going to be really important. The other thing, of course, is that on the Richard Heart tokens, the PulseChain, the PulseX, Hex on PulseChain, incentive tokens, things like that, they've got a whole ton of fundamentals, and we talk about that all the time. But the fact is that if you're going to sell out, if you're going to trade out your ERC20 or your PRC20 tokens, if you're going to trade out your Richard Heart tokens, straight away, then you're only going to get a couple X, right? So this is an opportunity of a lifetime. You have to make a decision. Now, obviously, that's something for you to make. I'm just having a discussion about this, so it's just my opinions. And it is, are you going to stay for a 2X, a 10X? Are you going to stay for 100X, 1,000X, a 10,000X? How long are you going to stay for? Because that's really, a lot of people come and say, oh, I want to pump my bags at 10X. And I know a lot of those people that say that at 10,000X, they say, oh, I'm going to stay for 10,000. I know a lot of those people will sell out for 2X, a 5X, a 10X. That's just what's going to happen, right? So it is a bit of a balance. There are mid-range strategies between that, like maybe you go free carry, maybe it goes up 10X and you don't sell your whole bag, you sell the original investment that you have. So maybe it goes up. Maybe your $2,000 is worth, goes up 5X. And let's say 2,000 goes up 5X, it's worth 10,000. So you had 2,000, that's 10,000 now. You take out 2,000, you got 8,000 left. So maybe that's a strategy you consider. These are just some of the things, but this is an opportunity of a lifetime. A first system state copy of Ethereum, that doesn't happen every day. In fact, this is the first time it's happened. And so it's going to be pretty crazy stuff like that. So it's things you have to think about. Are you really a 10,000 Xer? Are you really going into a chat going, I was just going to do 10,000 X, I'm going to get 10,000 X? Or you start coming in saying, is this going to do 100X? Because my sell point is 100X. So if I do 100X, that's my sell point. Are you really going to do 100X? Or are you going to sell out at a 2 or 3X or 5X? And then when it goes to 100X a couple months later, you're just like, oh my gosh, I could have bought a house, could have done this and that. So you gotta weigh up that. Of course, there are middle ground strategies, as I say. You can go to free carry, you can accumulate. Some people won't even do that. Some people won't free carry. What they'll do is they'll just accumulate volumes, and that's typically an opinion I have is about, oh well, if I start off with this much, maybe I did PulseChain Sacrifice, maybe I didn't. Maybe I did PulseX Sacrifice, maybe I didn't. Maybe I did both of them, or maybe I didn't. And of course, you're going to be in a different starting position. But as I always say, accumulate in the early days, because that's normally the best time, right? So, but then you have to hodl that. You have to be willing to hodl that 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, and that's just based on the way crypto is at the moment. Obviously, there's black swan events, right? So I always say that. I think the only thing for me is there is the fact that since the 2000, now you have to go right back. It seems funny going this far back, but you have to go right back to 2007, 2008, what they call the Great Recession, and you have to go right back to that to think about what they've actually done with the system in terms of money printing, and particularly over the last 2 years under the current US administration, they've pretty much tripled the money printing. So there's lots of hidden money printing that people don't see, and of course you get lots of that stuff happening. So when the market starts having little tribulations, in particularly the stock market, you've got to start saying, well, there is this black swan event. So when I'm talking all the time, I'm always thinking about this is the one black swan event that I'm always thinking about, the fact that we're in this super extended super cycle. We used to have 7-year inflation cycles, and of course now we've had this big, long, protracted cycle of low interest environment. So that's the cool. That really is great for assets when you're printing money and you've got low interest environment. That's great for risk on assets, and so that's very, very cool. So putting that black swan event aside, eventually that super cycle will end at some stage. Putting that aside, and then you've got to say, well, actually, am I going to hodl this long? 6 months, 12 months, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years? And if we think of Ethereum, if Ethereum took about 5-6 years to get to all-time high from 2015 or whatever, then I think PulseChain can do that, and at least did 18,000x. I think PulseChain can do maybe not 18,000x, but definitely 10,000x within maybe half that time, so 2 to 3 years. So I think that's pretty cool. But once again, you got to hodl. If you don't hold your tokens, then you're not going to participate in the big X's, right? Because you're not going to go through all the price cycles where you have to absorb the sellers. And of course, we see this with Hex as well. We said we have to absorb the OG Hex sellers. But as I said yesterday, Hex is got dimensions in it, which means that as soon as a Hex OG sells out and a whole ton of new people come in, the share rate goes up. So they lose their position. They get diluted with the share rate. And of course, if they actually sold out when they early in stake, they pay penalties. So they lost a lot of their early bags, a lot of their early share rate. They lost that. So with the stake today that we saw coming out with the whale, with this one here, they got a really low share rate when they put that in 1,296 days ago, and 806 days ago. And so that had a really low share rate. So they've lost that now. That when they go, they're going to get way less shares. Like they've still got 52 million X, but they're going to way less shares, way less than they had. So you see how the system really does adjust for that. So I like that sort of feature around Hex. I think that's pretty cool, and it's so different from so many projects out there that you do not get penalized. The OGs in the past, of course, there are good OGs, and they stake out very long. They've got nice staking ladders, and they're going to reap what they sow, right? They're going to reap what they sow. So there's a trade-off between the price and liquidity in the pools, and the supply and demand at any one point in time, and of course just having time in the market waiting for your stakes to end and mature. But even then, when they do mature at the end, the share rate's still going to go up, and of course that makes it really a pretty fair system for people coming in. And I like that, obviously reflecting compound interest returns as well. So cool. And of course, a lot of their big paydays gone, right? So they got a 7% ROI. They should have had probably had 100% ROI, and they've got a 17% ROI, and they paid 48. So they pretty much lost, a ton. It was about 80 something percent or something like that with the penalty. I haven't done the math, but that's kind of the idea there. So once again, the PulseChain, the truth about PulseChain is, it's going to do super well. The truth about PulseChain, it's going to do super well. I mean, look at the design. The biggest airdrop in crypto history, the biggest yield farm in crypto history with PulseX, and on top of it, the bridge is opening up, of course, and that's going to access it to hundreds of thousands to millions of people. If Ethereum has 40 million wallets, just 10% of that or 20% of that is 4 to 8 million people are coming over for the airdrop. When people hear about it, they're going to be coming, man. They're going to be coming. Did you realize your airdrop's worth this, and this? And they're not going to all hear about it at the same time. And of course, they're going to come on. When they get there, they're going to realize that this is exactly where they've been, Ethereum, but it's the way Ethereum should work. And so they're going to stay and they're going to flourish in there. So I think it's going to be pretty powerful, folks. The truth about PulseChain is that it's going to be impressive, super fast, super cheap, amazing deflationary tokenomics for the Richard Heart tokens, and of course the buy and burn, the feed burns. And the big airdrop, and of course that's the king. So the ultimate thing is the big airdrop and the bridge opening up. That is the mass adoption. It's like you've never seen before. And unlike Binance Smart Chain and Polygon Matic and chains like that, it's not launching empty, right? It doesn't have to build up the communities, build up the tokens. It's going to have everything there straight off. Not just the ERC20 tokens as PRC20, but also the 721 FTs, the 1155 more general purpose tokens. It's going to have those there too. So if they're priced up over on ETHChain, they have a chance of being priced up here on PulseChain as well. And the other thing is, I think that a lot of the projects that struggled on Ethereum will do really well here, like metaverses, like Mana and stuff like that. So it's pretty much a native incentive for all those dev teams, those project teams that are running over there. If they're on Ethereum and they've struggled over there and they're not giving a great user experience because of the fluctuations in gas fees there, the higher gas fees, things like that, they really need to, and see PulseChain, they really need to think about the user experiences and create, pull in the PRC20s, the 721s and stuff like that on their platforms. So I suspect that's going to happen in a big way. The other thing, of course, centralized exchanges is also going to see the big value in PulseChain. It's just a no-brainer. ETH is valued up. PulseChain will get valued up super fast with the airdrop. This is the trick, you see, is a massive airdrop, and of course that bridge opens up. People see it, see the values. Pretty awesome. Now, I'm excited about that. Like I said, the truth about PulseChain, it's going to be absolutely amazing. But of course, what are you going to do with the opportunity of a lifetime? That's the question. And you don't have to go from one extreme to the other. You don't have to hold it for 5 years or 3 years. You don't have to hold it for 1 month. So you can write out all the price cycles in there. You can speculate if you want, but try and buy the top, sell the tops and buy the bottoms. You can do that, of course. You can just hodl, which is typically the best time. The best time is just time in the market, and you'll pick up those big X returns. That's kind of thing that you've got that you can do. So it's just something you need to think about. Like I say, you can free carry as well. Take out your original investment if you do get that, and just hodl the rest of it over time. Maybe take a little bit off the edge for a little bit of income. Or you can just keep accumulating volumes and say, stuff it, man, I don't need the money. I'm just going to keep accumulating the volumes, and when the price goes up, I'm just going to make that much more mad gains. Of course, by people accumulating as well, there is the pooled effect, whereas if everyone is accumulating, then there's far less value on the market, far less supply in the market, and it makes it a self-fulfilling prophecy that the price starts going up and things like that. So this is some interesting stuff going on there. The other thing, of course, is if you've got awesome third-party projects like liquid loans coming in 4 to 8 weeks later as well, that's going to bring a whole potential leverage army over. Imagine if there were thousands of people running things like hoarded strategy and stuff like that, which is what there's a good chance we'll get something like that. And that will also help push the price up, in addition to all the institutions that weren't able to participate in the PulseChain sacrifice. Like they can't go and just sacrifice stuff. They have to actually come in and wait till the chain is up and running. They can all come in now too. So massive fundamentals from that as well. So I think we're going to see a lot of big money, a lot of retail money, potentially retail up into the millions. I mean, it's not. I wouldn't be too surprised by the airdrop free money. People want to come for it, man. I tell you this: when I was in Hex and I heard about the airdrops of Uni and 1 inch, I was clamoring to get that stuff. And so this is the way it goes. People will clamor over each other, a bit like a opening day on a Black Friday sale. You got 1,000 people outside this a couple little doors at the front of the market, and people wanting to get in over each other. You got people fighting over toys for Christmas at some of the things. You get some silly stuff happening, and people that you don't think would ever do have a tussle in the store. They're rustling over the last big toy on the market, this kind of thing. You see a lot of videos on YouTube about that, so they're quite hilarious. Unfortunate, but it's definitely that's kind of how keen people will be with their airdrop. But once again, it's are you going to hodl? Are you going to do some hybrid hodling, bit of selling, bit of free stuff, or are you going to just sell out for 2x? I want 100x, but I'm going to sell out for 2x, 3x, 5x at best, possibly. So there's going to be interesting play. You have to make a decision. The opportunity of lifetime for PulseChain first system state copy of Ethereum is a one-off. There may be future state copies, but I just find it very difficult to see who can pull it off. I think about all the personalities in crypto, and I really think Richard is kind of like the wild boy of crypto. Maybe even the bad boy of crypto in some ways. He's a good guy, but he's got that because he loves to debate and stuff like that. He gets a kind of bit of reputation, but he is about the only one I can think of who has the right charisma, the right leadership, and of course I think his best expertise, which is gamification and crypto, and so he's the only one I think that could pull it off. So I think that's the other thing. That's why I think it's the opportunity of a lifetime PulseChain coming. And yeah, if it's something you want to share, you should share it around. If you realize that that's the case, you should definitely share PulseChain around. But once again, you have the chance to influence your fate, right? Just like when you stake Hex, you can stake longer pays better. You get 20% more shares per year. When you stake your Hex, you can decide, am I going to do 200% for 10 years, or am I going to go for 20% for 1 year? You decide, right? And of course, you impact the outcome that you have. Imagine if 200% in 10 years, you've got a risk return trade-off, right? So risk return trade-off, there's a lot of risk at the beginning and a low price, right? In the future, there's low risk but a higher price. That's pretty much how it happens, right? So as the risk goes lower in the future, you have a lower price. That's what we see with Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin, lower price at the beginning, and of course a lot of risk, right? Hasn't proven itself. Now, of course, high price, lower risk, right? Lower risk. And maybe we're only halfway through that period, right? Only halfway through that maturity phase. Maybe that maturity phase is 20-25 years, right? And I think that's the case for crypto. I think we're a long way away from full maturity. So some interesting things there to think about. I do really think, the truth about PulseChain is going to be amazing. And as we've pointed out here, but of course the impact on you personally, on us, on myself, is the same question I'm asking, or talking about with you in this discussion, is the same thing that I am having as well. So yeah, it's the same questions I ask myself. So it's going to be fascinating, folks. The opportunity of a lifetime, but what will you do? What will you do with the opportunity of a lifetime? That's the key. So we'll see. Obviously, there's nice little hybrid positions, but I'm very keen to accumulate as much volume as possible. That's kind of my opinion. I'm sure we all have our own position. Let me know in the chat what you think about that. All right, so cool. Let us get into it. Obviously, PulseChain is coming. It's pretty close. 3-second blocks, just like the package says here. 3-second blocks here. Look at that. 3-second blocks. And that's what we got on the chain, 3-second blocks. And it's going to be fascinating to watch that as well. We've got the validators, proof of stake, proof of stake is there. And of course, we've got proof of stake. Tokens can be staked. Here it is. Tokens can be staked on the validators. So you see, everything's coming. It's coming, folks. And like I say, we're in the quiet before the storm there. It's going to be pretty awesome. Now, people that are talking to me privately, they're talking about accumulation as well. And so I think that's going to be the case. There's going to be some big sellers, though, and we just don't know who they are, right? We'll see them in the market that went in the sacrifice, and they're willing to sell out for 2, 3, 5x. We'll see how that goes when it happens, but we are expecting that to play. So it's not all just up and to the right. There are sellers, and that's just that's what people decide. People decide to sell at the 2, 5, 10x, and that's a lot of money for some of them. And some people are willing to wait hodl for 100x, 1000x, or 10,000x, and go through the price cycles just the way it is. So cool. So Hex, for example, didn't kick off until April 2020, and of course it launched the 2nd of December 2019. So that was about 4.5 months, something like that. So you do have to write out the early period. Obviously, there's relative prices. The parabolics will be relative to each other. So just take that into account as well. But I think this one's going to, with PulseChain, it's much bigger scale than Hex was awesome at the time, and it still is awesome. But PulseChain is it's the first system stake copy of Ethereum. It really is. Trying to get your head around that's going to be pretty impressive. Judge in House says, thanks for the education and knowledge, man. Very generous, much appreciated, Judge. I appreciate that. Now, the video that we're going to be doing this afternoon and the second live stream is going to be on getting ready for PulseChain. So hopefully that's going to be cool. We're going to have a cool diagram to work through on that. So hopefully that should be a lot of fun as well. It's probably more for people that are new to crypto. Obviously, there's a lot of pro crypto expertise that watch this channel, but that's really going to be really for new people coming to PulseChain. So yeah, as well. So you get to sell at 2x. That's crazy. Yeah, that's right. You can do, Mister. You can do that if you want to sell at 2x. Unscripted says not with the mods, like we. So yeah, this mods are really good. We're going to be keeping the Discord's going to be pretty clear. We're going to keep that clear of any posts. We already had a post earlier today that was posted by just a normal person, but it was just posting a scam. So we deleted that. And we fixed up some of the moderator permissions here too, so that's definitely good. Cool. I am holding until I'm sitting on 5 million, says Crypto Journeyman. Nice one, CJ. And what else we got? CJ says might sell a little bit after 5 million, says CJ. How many X's will PulseX do in 2 years? We're talking about 10,000 X is kind of where I'm feeling about that, Mr. Cozy. Do you think PulseX will do 100X in 2 years? Well, I just answered that one there. In my opinion, 1,000 X is on crypto. So when we're talking about the X's, we're talking about the all-time low, whatever the all-time low is. So just remember that, not the prices start at 0, it's going to get priced up, and then we're going to find some low price after the price up. So just to give you context that. Thanks for making me so confident. I don't have much PulseX, like around 150 million PulseX points. I think that's a lot, Mr. Craze. I think you're going to be doing perfectly well with that. Nathan Heaton says the first 2 years of cryptocurrency is where the best gains are made. Sell before that would be foolish. Absolutely, Nathan. Mercury says you think about rebranding your channel name to Hex Superman. I love your channel. Just find the name Hex Token could get buried under all the other Hex influences. Well, actually, the name Hex Token should do better with that name. But the problem is that I don't think you can change the name. A lot of these names you can't change. I think you can change brand names, but I don't think there's a brand name channel. Yeah, it's already established on the YouTube. If you actually look at Hex Token, it's going to bring up. I believe it's going to bring up this channel. If you have 150 million, you're in the first 10% of the wallets, by the way. Yeah, I was going to say, 150 million is actually a pretty big wallet there. So if you got 150 million, you'll be in the first 10%. So yeah, that's true, Judge. If I make money, I will buy 3 apartments for my kids, each kid to have their own place, and I'm more than happy. Yep, that's a good goal. It's good to have goals for these. Wish you all the luck. Be prudent. Yeah, be prudent with that. Hey, legends. Hey, details in the house. Hey, D-Deli, good to see you. Nice one. What did I miss, says D-Deli? Well, I don't know. You just came in 1209, 1215. Actually, let's go to the Hex there as well, just before we get into the rest of the chat there. I think we've just turned over a day here as well. You believe it? We just shipped over to day 869, and we're already over 6 straight away. We got 617,000 in penalties there. That's crazy there. We're just already back over 6. Man, oh man, being a Hex taker is like a wonderland there. So let's make sure I'm there. Yeah, so the day result 868, folks. Look at that. Woo-hoo-hoo! 8.161, folks. Oh my goodness. And look, the Hex share rate's gone up 27.19 yesterday. As I said, this thing here really makes it fair for people getting into Hex and out of Hex. The share rate does adjust it. Now, everything's not perfect. You can't make a perfect financial system. But what this share rate does is make it really a fair as a equal opportunity to get in, because the share rate's only going up and to the right. Means that if you get in now, you're going to get a better rate than someone in the future, and it adjusts for the return as well. So very, very powerful. Look at that, 8.16. That's mind-blowing, really. And of course, we can actually see that on the charts here. Let me go to this one here. So we'll go to the charts here. We'll pull that up as well, and we can see that this Hex payout is pretty spectacular. Let's go. I've got a better one here. Let's go to this is here. So this has got all the T-share payout, the Hex per T-share payouts on it, and you can see the one we just had, 8.16, is right up there in the top there. So we've got one back here, 8. That was the 3.4. That was 4.7. That were there was higher. So this is actually I just realized it's on the scale here. So this is actually what do we got? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the 6th highest payout of all time. So today, the day we just finished is the best, number 6 best payout of all time, 8.16. So amazing. And look how many big paydays we've had in the last little wee while. All these big high payouts here. So that's really cool. Number 6, that's kind of record making there. Very, very cool. Anything else interesting out of here? Let's have a look here. We've got 270 million Hex in the pool. That's probably the interesting thing with the price change there. Apart from that, T-shares was down 1,700 here. So if you've got a T-share, that's your money printer. The price is going to do its thing, of course. That's the only offset there. But we're at the bottom of a massive pullback. Means that the probability is that it's going to go up, right? So we've got PulseChain coming. So yeah, 309 and the holders there. A nice increase in stakers under 22. So that was really cool. It's come some of the highlights there. 46 million in penalties. Look at that. And 10 million over the last 2 days, and over 1 million in the last 10 days. Insane. That's so good. 9.62% people stake, folks. That's just the way it is. Very, very cool. All right, so that's some highlights there. It's always good to talk about those for sure. Trace A says, I sacrificed a big bag to PulseX, and I'm counting on it to fund my future life, says Tracy A. Hey, I wish you the best for that. I'm super excited about PulseChain, obviously. I think it's going to be super awesome, but it's going to be depending. Your benefit will depend to some degree on what decision you make about how long you hold, and that's just what's going to be the ultimate reality. Obviously, the timing in the market, the prices will do price cycles, go up and down, but over time, we suspect that it will keep going up and to the right. But there will be pullbacks, and some of them will be 40%, some of them will be 60%, 80% potentially. I do think that the bridge coming over is going to create such massive demand. I kind of think of it always like a 20 to 1. You know, they're going to have so many people coming in. There's only 45,000 wallets with Pulse. You know, that's a lot of redistribution, right? But that being said, obviously there's going to be about 3 trillion, probably up to 3.2 trillion tokens with the AIM bot that are going to be harvesting. So we mustn't forget about the fact that that volume's going into the liquidity pools. So just remember that. There is the public stuff. The public stuff is going to be about maybe 12.3 trillion. So we add another up to 3.2 trillion. If that's 2.5% of the supply of Pulse. So we mustn't forget about that volume in the market as well. So just take into account. Also, I think was about the Pulse team wallet's going to be, I think, have about 1% or something like that. So I think it was about 1.2 trillion. I don't suspect that will do too much here and there. I really do. It's just the AMM bot volume. That's probably the biggest thing there as it harvests the ERC20s for the PRC20 pools, or the PRC20s for the pool. So yeah, it's going to be fascinating to see that. Cool. Mick says, I wonder how stakes that are not ended but RH forks his date on the April the 22. Then he launches the chain on May the 15th. What will happen between April the 12th and 15th to your unended stake bleed out? Well, it's just going to get copied over to the PulseChain. You're going to have two of them doing in the same situation there, Murky. Hex obviously says Murky. Richard just tweeted, should do a live stream, get over there and say yes. Did he? Just posted up there. I looked at him earlier, so he just posted up there. Is he? Should I do a live stream? That was 12 minutes ago. Where? Did I lose that already? Should I do a live stream? So get in there and vote for that. Already 741 votes there. So look here. Yes. Everyone wants a link, a video there. So he'll be deciding on that. Let us jump back over here, and of course we've got Jim Link says Pulse all good things coming in time. Absolutely, Jim Link, agree with that. What's up, Hexkins? We're going to leave this on the Hex price here too. Let me jump over the Hex price. Bam, and a full screen on that, and bam, there we are. We're going to go to the hourly on that and take over the overlay as well. So that's our price at the moment. Tracy says 5 million ain't gonna be crap when this stuff rolls, says Tracy. Holla. Yeah, there'll be some pretty big money coming in. I said yes, lol. Why not? Says Fiercing. Yeah, nice. I only have a measly or a few million, says Tortoise. I think that's gonna be perfectly fine there, Tortoise Johnny. The one thing you should not get complacent is about the fact that you hold a couple of million of these tokens. You just sit back and relax. Some people put in $50, $100 into Hex at the beginning, and they just didn't sell it, and then they found out that they were super wealthy after 18 months. They found out. So just remember, don't get deceived by the fact that you've got a few measly million now. That could be relatively a lot in the future. So just sit back and relax is what I would say about that. Hey, Superman, Element in the house. Hey, good to see Element. Very, very cool. It's always great to see so many people in the chat there. Appreciate it for sure. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe. We're trying to head towards 4,000 subscribers. And of course, we're actually climbing up here. We're up to now 3,929. So smash that subscribe button. And of course, hit the like for the algorithm. Yeah, heading up towards 4,000. That'd put this channel at the very bottom of the middle of the pack. I'm excited about reaching that goal. That's my goal for the YouTube channel at this stage. CJ says moving crap out of the POD while listening. Nice one, CJ. Kudos says a nice one. And what else we got today? CJ says that's a fan. Yeah, absolutely. Element says about 70-30 Pulse X. We'll buy more Pulse X at launch and hold for 2 years. We'll buy more Pulse X at launch and hold for 2 years. Nice work there, Element. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Cup it up. This in house. And what else we got here? JJ says Richard Hart should crown our boy Superman Lord of all crypto, says Wessex. Crypto Wessex says J Judge. Nice one. And Sandy's in the house. Hey, woohoo! Always is great to see Sandy. Charlie, I hope you're still enjoying that snow there, Sandy. That's still coming down. It's funny that I thought it was 3 feet and not 3 inches. I should read it properly. Charlie says stake Hex now or wait to stake on PulseChain. well, it's always better to stake now, right? Because you're going to get a copy of your stake on Ethereum on the PulseChain, and the share rate is only going up and to the right. So the share rate's only continuing to go up. When you go to PulseChain, when it launches, it could be 4 weeks away or 8 weeks away. It could be any time that. We are expecting, hopefully, the devs said the best estimate was mid-May, but then you've got to kind of add on 2 weeks for that, I guess. But it's only going up. Look, the share rate's going up. It means you're going to get less shares. And that means if you've got less shares, you've got less of the reward pool of the inflation and the penalty. So just remember that it's always better to stake earlier than later. Cool. Stake and liquid copied. That's right. You get both your stake and liquid copied. Many of you have ladder stakes. Yes, I think most people probably have ladder stakes, Charlie. There are a few people that are completely maxed out to 15 years. That's because it is ultimately the best maths in terms of accumulating volume, particularly between year 10 and year 15. The amount of T-shares in the pool would be relatively low then. And of course, the Hex per T-share payout would be massive, maybe 50 Hex per T-share, something like that. It's going to be very, very large. The best modeling I've seen on that is the Crypto Sparbook team. They do got a presentation. You should definitely watch that. In fact, I might pull that up. Is that relevant to what I'm going to talk about? I might pull that up for another day. That's definitely, we'll go have a look through that. The T-shirts go up if you leave this video without getting this, says JJ. That's funny. Absolutely laddered, says Bob Wells. Yeah, ladder. I even though mathematically the best result is 15.2 years, obviously not even, that doesn't suit everybody, right? People different ages, people got different goals and all that sort of stuff. I often find that laddering stakes is typically what I suggest. Obviously, nothing on this channel is investment advice, right? So it's just my opinions, my suggestions, and that is that that you have a staking ladder that's designed to fit your life the best, right? You want a passive income. You can often, if you see people do short-term stakes because they want the income and they just keep reinvesting the principal. They get diluted over time, and so the income goes down, relatively speaking. But that's what you can do. You can have stakes coming out every 6 months or every year. You've got to take into account the gas fees, of course, and the S-load function. The S-load function is what has been arbitrarily pushed up. That's why PulseChain was kind of picked up as an idea by Richard to make that nice and cheap for Hex stakers to have PulseChain, where it's super fast, super cheap. People do not even think about the cost, right? You don't even think about the cost on PulseChain, at least not for many years in the future. So I think that's probably the way to go there. Also, Richard's going to be able to control the S-load function, right? Whereas on Ethereum, the Vitalik's team was pretty much putting it up on there's too many times where it just keeps going up and up and up. So the S-load function kind of loops around. So imagine your stake, if you end a stake after 1,000 days, it's going to have to go through 1,000 times and pay the price for that 1,000 times, checking how many shares you had versus the reward, and then adding those all up. That's kind of the logic of that, and that costs a lot of money on each chain. Cool, absolutely laddered, says Bob Wells. Yeah, so having a good staking ladder, maybe you want a stake coming out every year. I think that's kind of a good period every year. Just depends on how much Hex you've got and how much you're going to stake. Obviously, with the copy on PulseChain, you're going to have 2 copies and have 2 passive incomes. And I kind of feel that that's a pretty good incentive for a lot of people to keep staking. And so a lot of people keep staking. There's not a lot of supply on the market, and we have good low velocity of money, and therefore that helps support the price over time. That's kind of where the logic there. Tortoise Johnny says it's like freezing rain out there, unacceptable for this time of year. Yeah. That's true. Hello world and fellow Hexagon says Lost Legacy. Tortoise is talking about the snow, I think. Crypto Copy has a good course for beginners, says Sandy Beach. Yeah, Crypto Copy has a good course for beginners. Amen, says JJ. Absolutely. Stake and then restake the principal NFA. Yeah, not financial advice. Yeah, that's true. So that's a good strategy. Stake and then restake the principal, and you can scrape the interest off the top. That's one way of doing it. That also helps to keep supply low, right? If you're doing that strategy as well. All right, how are we up to? We're up to now 13. Not too bad. We're going to go to now 20. And so we're going to go for another 7 minutes and get into this. Let's have a look at the wrap up here. Don't forget to get into the Discord. We're going to keep growing this, right? And get Hex and PulseChain on the Discord. Obviously, Hex and PulseChain and PulseX are on a Telegram. and Twitter, and to some degree on Reddit. But we're going to try and make this. The presence going to be on Telegram, on Discord, which is one of the biggest crypto platforms. Right, there's so many projects on here, particularly NFT projects. So we're going to spread the word here. The other thing, of course, is that it's actually pretty good. Just keep your DMs off so you don't get DM'd. It's probably it could be a strategy you have. But on that case, we've got moderators in the channel. We're going to keep this channel as clean as possible and have lots of good educational information, a lot of good Q&As, and hopefully have a good, good flow of insights as well. So it's going to be pretty cool. We're going to try and make this more syndicate oriented too. Have a lot of content creators, especially up and coming ones, can benefit from this channel as well. So cool. We've already got Craig Wedding and Heinz Crypto in the house. But likely to keep growing on that too. Just got a hodl, says Tracy W. Just got a hodl. I like that in the Discord. So definitely getting there. 109 members at the moment. Definitely a look at getting on there. Very, very cool. And we've got cool stuff. We've got the welcome announcements, YouTube stuff. This will all get instantly notified as these channels come in. So you'll be able to see all these come in. So this includes Gen Hex and crypto. So the Sunday shows with the panel shows, you'll be able to see that, and of course Twitter notifications coming as well. So this one here, this one here is the first one that Craig Wedding's done. So this just shows you it's just not just a Hex token Superman, which these other ones have been, but you've got the Craig Wedding as well, just to post something as well. So nice. So you can get onto that. Very cool. And Sandy Beach says, it's going to be 65 on Wednesday. It's melt on its own. Nice. It's going to be nice and warm in Sandy's house. French got a lot of love, green love. Nice. And Jen Hex says, I have an end stake coming up. Do I have the option to unstake and reinvest the principal? Or do you have to unstake it all? Good videos. You can unstake it and you can reinvest if you want. Whatever portion of your stake is, Jen Hex. The other thing I was going to say, make sure you've claimed your Hedron for the day served, because you don't want to miss out on that. And of course, hopefully you've already claimed your bonus. If you haven't, of course, you can go to the Hedron site and you can make sure that you mint that. If you're got an end stake of a stake, you want to mint your Hedron. It is a read only on the contracts. You have to connect your wallet and make sure that you claim the bonus at the right, and then you can mint the tokens. Pretty much that's the way to go. I'll just post that for you, just in case we don't want you to miss out value that you could otherwise have. David Feder's got some good videos on Hedron as well. David Feder on YouTube. So hopefully that helps. You have to unstake it on the go.hex site, and then you have to reinvest it. So it doesn't have an auto reinvest or anything like that. You have to actually take the tokens back into your wallet and then restake is the answer there for Gen Hex. Just wrap it up. But definitely, you got Hedron as well. So you might as well claim it, right? Might as well claim it. Connect the wallet and claim the bonus. At the moment, the bonus is 5x at the moment. So 5x bonus at this stage, and it's going to be 4x in 7 days. So cool. All right, I think that's pretty good, man. Pretty good indeed. All right. Now it looks like Richard's going to pop up soon. Hopefully he'll be live streaming sooner than later. We'll keep a tabs on that as well, and we'll let you know in Discord as well if Richard's going to be live streaming that as well. In fact, what I will try and do is get Richard Hart's shows popping up here as well, so that we have Richard Hart there as well. So cool. I think that's probably it. Yeah, PulseChain's coming, man. It's going to be epic. We're just in that horrible quiet period well before. But like I said, there's a pro and con to that. Pent up demand starts building up because of such a long time waiting. But just before this period, we have such a quiet period. It's like this: the waters are so still. You're up in a mountain lake, and the waters are just still. You can't hear anything. But like that at this stage. But the storm's coming over the hills. It's going to come in and rock things up quite a bit. So a lot of fun there. All right, cool. Let's jump over there. The Hex is at 12 cents. Let's see how we go, folks. Hey, thanks, Superman says J Judge. Hey, you're welcome there. We're coming up to an hour and 20. I'm going to say thanks for watching, folks. And anyway, so this afternoon's live stream is going to be about getting ready for PulseChain. I'm going to have a cool diagram. We're going to talk through that. If you're particularly new to PulseChain crypto, that's going to be pretty something you might enjoy. Yeah, so we're gonna have a look at that. It's going to be easy to follow, hopefully, and we'll go for gold. All right, thanks for watching, everybody, and don't forget to smash the emojis out. Join up with Discord. as I say, join up with the Discord there and get into the general chat for sure. The more vibrant the chat is, the better, right? This is the way it works. Community makes it work. It's all about the community. And let's get into the emojis there. Bam, 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 bam. I don't know what I did with my emojis, but they're all over the place. All right, cool. All right, subscribe, like, share, hit the bell, and I'll see you in probably 4 or 5 hours' time. Hopefully, we'll have Richard's video out by then, and I'll just adjust my live stream accordingly, depending on what he's doing, for sure. All right, cool. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now. Take care, everyone. Rock on, rock on.